I love like the idea that somebody had a tree outside of their house. I showed up, milled it, and I eventually took that tree and turned it into a piece of furniture in their house.
What are the things that got you to where you are now? Whatever that is, do more of it.
At a certain point, I guess, yeah, I was just like, man, I can't finish everything I need to get done. I can't work for him. I don't got the time. Started making enough money, kept close track to every dollar I made, and I kept my business money separate from the very beginning as opposed to like my personal money.
Actually, what makes Woodpreneur so amazing is that you can literally figure everything out and build everything yourself. But the next phase truly is where you start to outsource and delegate some of the core responsibilities so that you can focus on what you truly are the best at. Hey, welcome to a brand new episode of the Woodpreneur Podcast. It's your host, Steve. Today's guest is Jeff Weldon from Lucky Nelson's. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm well. Hey, why don't you tell everybody about Lucky Nelson Slabs and Wood Products? How'd you get started?
I got started. My dad has owned a tree company for about 33 years, I think. He sold the business a few months ago due to like some health issues he's having, and it's just easier for him to get rid of it. I've worked for him on and off since I was like 13, They always chipped all the wood, cut it to firewood. Around here, like nobody ever talked about turning it into lumber or anything. But I was also in the cabinet makers union for a little bit out of high school because my cousins were in it. So I got some woodworking experience in there. But really one day I think I was 26, 27. It's probably 2016. I was in a backyard doing tree work for my dad, and I'm just thinking, like, I got to be able to make money. I've always wanted to have my own business, I don't know if that's, like, hereditary from my parents, but I was like, I got to be able to make something out of, like, this wood that we're getting rid of. And I was thinking, like, the cookies, like, just cutting pieces off and selling them as crafts on Etsy or something. So I, like, looked on Etsy. I'm on this job site in the backyard. I look on Etsy and I see like what people might be selling those for. And I saw them, but that was the first time I saw live edge tables, and they were like $6-8 grand, sometimes more. And also it was the first time I ever seen the table with the natural edge on both sides. I've never seen that before up until that point. And immediately I'm like, I got to figure out how to do this. Yeah. And then I started out with the chainsaw mill. Pretty much right away, I was like on it. Like I went and got a chainsaw mill, the Alaskan mill. I did that for I think almost a year. Selling green slabs, letting customers know that they're green. Started like a Facebook business page right away, but pushing it on like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and my Facebook business page, and maybe other random for sale sites. And did that for like a year before I bought my Woodmiser, the LT40. And I was working for my dad, getting the logs from him, bringing them back, keeping the sawmill at his yard, and loading that and just milling right at his. In Maple Shade, the houses are all super close to each other. That's where I'm from, and that's real close to where my shop is now.
Yeah.
And it's just like he had an extra lot next to his house, and he parked all his tree service equipment there. Well, I was able to put my sawmill there, and I just milled there and stacked the wood, and eventually built like a DIY kiln over there. Started doing wood projects and on my in my garage up the street, because I bought a house right up on the corner from my parents' house, and just kept doing that for a while. That's how I got started.
That's incredible, and that's real tree hustler, woodpreneur.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, the hustling trees. Hey, at what point did you decide to like make it serious?
I was always serious about from the very beginning, but obviously I like bootstrap.
Maybe when did you know it was serious?
Yeah. Well, I guess that moment would be almost like when I went full time for myself and not working for my dad anymore.
Mm,
And that was like I moved into my shop
yeah.
and I just, I had too much work going on. The tree work just, I didn't,
Mm,
I could do tree work. I could go cut some trees down and have fun. But like that business is not for me because it's a whole different type of customer. You know what I mean? I love this stuff way more. Um, but yeah, I moved into my shop. My dad moved in here with me. Uh, we were splitting the rent, and I'm still working for him for a little while. And at a certain point, I guess yeah, I was just like, man, I can't finish everything I need to get done. I can't work for him. I don't got the time.
yeah.
You know, that's all pretty much. Started making enough money. I kept close track to every dollar I made. And I kept my business money separate from the very beginning, as opposed to like my personal money. I didn't just mix that stuff together.
Yeah.
Um, and so I was able to look and be like, yeah, I make enough money. I don't have to work for my dad. I can pay myself. You know, kind of felt bad though, leaving my
That's
dad's
so cool.
company. Yeah, but it's what I wanted to
What
do,
talk
and
talk about your main products right now?
um, I'm working on a table right now. Nice little kitchen table, 6.5 foot. But this is like one of the first projects I'm doing I'm doing a home show, October 5th, 14th and
Mm,
15th in Voorhees, New Jersey. And I'm building like two projects just to show them off at the home show. And so I'm building that table. I'm building a little white oak console table, and the logs came from a bar in my town, or like close to
hmm.
my town that everybody knows about. Yeah, and I got a table for a guy that he brought me the wood. I kiln dried it, and now I'm building him a table. I actually and then I got another countertop job. I'm like looking at it. It's right across the shop right now. I got another countertop job. I milled
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wood,
yeah.
kiln dried it, going to build a countertop out of it, going to plane it. Um, yeah, I do some projects where it's like from a portable mill for the people. They keep the wood, and then eventually I kiln dry it, plane it, and build a finished piece of furniture. Which I like those projects. They're cool. I love like the idea that somebody had a tree outside their house. I showed up, milled it, and I eventually took that tree and turned it into a piece of furniture in their house.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. So most of your projects are kind of like these full circle type projects.
Not most, but there's a decent amount. Yeah. It's probably close to half, you know, like
Yeah,
the woodworking
yeah,
projects. Because I do the woodworking projects.
sure. So ha
What were you saying?
yeah, so you said so it's about like half woodworking, half milling related.
Yeah. I do a lot of portable sawmill, probably 2 or 3 times a week. That's like my bread and butter.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. What who are the people that bring you out for what types of clients are the ones that bring you out for portable milling?
Um, like very diverse, very diverse. That is something that I did not plan on getting into. I didn't know that was even a thing, this portable sawmill business. And it's become, like I said, my bread and butter.
Hmm.
It can be hard work, but it's my bread and butter. I get all different customers. There's so many. You learn how many different types of people there are woodworkers out there. You know, and I've worked for
Yeah,
farms cutting,
yeah.
fence boards. So many more people nowadays are like when they have a walnut tree come down in their yard, even just the average homeowner, they're like, somebody mentioned something to them
Mm,
like, oh, that's walnut, and then next thing you know, they're searching online for a local sawmill. You know, I've worked for
mm,
like very rich people
yeah,
that do woodworking. Yeah, very diverse though. All different kinds of
yeah,
projects.
yeah.
Lots of slabs though. Probably mostly live edge, but there's a good mix too.
what was the best way for you to get customers?
The best way, probably Google right now is my best way. I think between Google, Facebook business, my Facebook business page, and then I get a little bit on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I'd say Google and Facebook are the top two. I run ads on them pretty consistent.
You
Like,
run Google Ads?
yeah, not too much money, just like 150 or so a month, and like 100 on Facebook. Yeah, I just keep it consistent though. It just runs nonstop.
Where do you see your business going?
I wanna move into a bigger shop. I want like double-sided planer. It's a big machine. I don't have three-phase in this shop where I'm at, but let me think. So I want to be able, basically, I want to do like the same things I'm doing now. I'm right where I'm at. Um, I would like to have someone take over the sawmilling, basically. Like I'm like dealing with everything. But I'd like to have someone taking over the sawmilling. My guy that works for me, I have one person that works for me. He's getting better. Um, I'm going to be getting another mill, so hopefully he can practice with the one I got, and then eventually I'll be able to send him out on portable sawmill jobs. I'd like to eventually get a
Yeah.
woodworker in here, and then I want to offer more dimensional hardwoods and really stress like the fact that
Mm-hmm.
it's like local wood. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of local wood. I want to grow that hardwood, like the slabs and hardwood more, the sales of that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, I got you.
I got
I
a lot
got you.
of plans.
What
I feel like
so this is a,
you got, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was saying,
No, you go ahead.
yeah, I feel like there's so much growth that I can do, but like I get tied up doing all this stuff in the shop and all that. And I feel like I could really put more effort into marketing and things like that, but it's only so much time in the
Mm-hmm.
day.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. What tell me this is the part where I give you any marketing or business advice. What are you struggling with that I could help you with?
I'll tell you what I'm doing, and you can probably help, I'm sure. But I'm trying to get set up, like I'm all new to Google Sheets and everything, and I'm doing these spreadsheets, and I set up this pricing calculator, which is really cool, and it prices out jobs real quick and easy for me. So I'm trying to like set up like a CRM, you know, and just be able to
Mm-hmm.
be in like constant
Mm-hmm.
contact with my customers and potential customers. I think is such a big deal. I know big businesses do that. Um, I don't like, I
Yeah.
don't have like a mentor, but I still like learn this stuff on my own. I think it's important to have a mentor, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I'm still like, I do plenty of it, studying, trying to learn things. And when I hear about like a thing like CRM, I start to look into it and I start to try to figure it out on my own.
Yeah.
Um, so like,
Yeah.
yeah, the CRM, I've been kind of glancing at Google Sheets and trying to kind of set one up, but I'm also working on other things. And then like, setting up like email marketing. Um, I think a customer database is just
Yeah.
probably so big. I don't have it set up yet. And
Yeah.
I'm not even sure how I'm going to set it
For
up. Like,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a bunch of
Well,
stuff.
it's it's what if you were to sum up the question, what would the question be that you're struggling with or the challenge that you're having right now?
Uh, it's hard for me to find time, what I mean, to handle all these things, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. I'm having trouble with the
Yeah.
question. Um, I got
Well,
another.
let me see if I could help you. You got it?
No, no, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think what you're probably saying is like, I got all these plans, I got all these ideas. What's the best use of my time in order for me to get everything done?
Yeah, I got a
Would that
lot of
be it?
ideas. Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah. So I'll tell you how I would answer that. So for one is I would look back at like how this exercise is really, it's like, what are the things that got you to where you are now? And whatever that is, do more of it. And after a certain point, when you do more of it, you don't have a lot of time. So, what you then do after that is you start to systemize it, and then you bring on people to handle that part of the business instead of adding a new thing. Because this is like such a woodpreneur thing to do, is that you have a mill. What do you need next? You need a kiln. And meanwhile, you could just be killing it with just the mill. And that could have been just like a crazy, like, I mean, if portable milling is your bread and butter, like, do more of that. And then hire somebody else before. And I was talking to another woodpreneur yesterday too. He was like, I just got I just got my mill. I'm saving up for a kiln next. And I said, no, don't do that now, because you're going to put yourself further in debt. And meanwhile, there are people out there that can, I mean, I have clients that like they only their equipment is an LT40 or LT50, and they have, a $400,000 a year business, and that's it.
Yeah,
And part of the challenge is like we have so many ideas in our head as about what to do, but it's hard to move forward when you add another thing to your plate. What you actually have to do is to clear your plate of that thing and make it so dialed, and you add a resource to it so that you can grow that and that be its own thing before adding on another thing. And then the other thing that I learned, and you mentioned a little bit about this too, is the whole thing about a mentor, or and so like everybody knows that like I'm a mentor, coach, investor, in different wood businesses. And the challenge truly is that the only thing a mentor does, only thing, is to save you time. And I understand that time, like people love to figure it out. Like if you wanted to, you could figure out how to build your own house. You could build your own vacuum kiln. And I've met people that built their own vacuum kiln. And to me,
yeah,
I'm like, would you rather spend time making money, or spend time building a vacuum kiln if you had that kind of time? Or you could just pay somebody to give you an off the shelf vacuum kiln for you to make money. And so this is, I mean, what you just said is a very woodpreneur thing. It's like a total woodpreneur. It's a characteristic. It's actually what makes woodpreneurs so amazing, is that you can literally figure everything out and build everything yourself. But the next phase truly is where you start to outsource and delegate some of the core responsibilities so that you can focus on what you truly are the best at, right? Like, pulling boards off the mill, that's not a good use of time. Sanding, probably not a good use of time. Designing, yes. Selling the client a vision, yes, right? Like those are all things that are, planning for the future. Those are all things that you should be doing. But really, I mean, what you just said is a very simple, it's like you have to have a simple product. Once you have that simple product, then you've gotten a certain level of success. Like, dude, if you're spending $100 a month and look back to see how many leads you got from Google Ads, like, okay, $200. Okay, you got more leads from there. How are you processing and dealing and bidding? You optimize for that. Once you optimize and you systemize that, then you hire somebody on to take that part of your business. It's the same thing with everything else. So like, if your bread and butter is the portable milling, dude, not everybody knows that you exist. So you should be going crazy with portable milling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
But
that
I
is that
do.
helpful?
Yeah. No, I get it. What you're saying, 100%. I agree with like all of it. There's like two things I kind of want to touch. The portable sawmilling, like you said, I could put a garage in my backyard and only do portable sawing, and I'd probably do incredible. But I don't think like that sounds great. You know, what I mean, one machine, but um, I do think like, yeah, I want to continue to grow in the direction I'm growing as opposed to scaling back. Not that you were saying that or anything, but but
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
like for people getting started, you're right. They could just grab a sawmill, and if they're marketing and they're doing a good job and they're just portable milling, you could do that for a while and make a ton of money, you know? Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, you're right about that. And then
yeah,
yeah, I just got my
yeah,
mom
yeah,
helping a
for
little
sure.
bit with office stuff just to take a little bit of that off my plate too, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, here's the thing: is like there's so much that you could do, but really, how you truly, like truly scale is like, you know, is focus and
Yeah,
adding systems. Because otherwise, if you add a new service, who's the person that's going to do it? It's going to be you, right? And so,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
um, and so the biggest thing is to be able to once you got success, do more of it, then do it better, then like outsource it and scale it.
yeah.
So
At least
anyway,
make sure you got
um,
like an employee
hey
to like,
Jeff,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was saying at least like
exactly,
if you, yeah, you got a service out there, get an employee to handle it, and then you can move on to the next one before taking on too many types
exactly,
of products. Yeah.
exactly. What's your website and your Instagram so folks could follow you?
My website's www.luckynelsons.com. And then my Instagram
Cool.
is Lucky Nelson Sawmill. And then I got a couple videos on YouTube, Lucky Nelson Sawmill too.
Cool. Yeah, we'll share that in the show notes.
Cool.
Jeff, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, take care.
All right, I'll see you.
We are just releasing our latest training. And over this training, I go over how I helped generate $200,000 and 300 leads for clients. And during this 45-minute training, we will go over the frameworks, the strategies, and the concepts that you need to scale from 6 figures to 7 figures, or even just get started. These are the building blocks that I've seen help wood, lumber, furniture, millwork companies grow and scale. So I've been hearing it lots of times, like, I just need a training, I need a training, I need a training. So we finally put it together. So wherever you're consuming this, just click the link in the description and you'll be able to access it.